Hey, what's up, guys? This is Take 5 with the Founder with Steve Ancheta from Zig.ai. This is the offsite edition. Welcome to Salesforce Park. It's one of my favorite places in San Francisco. I like to come here and do offsites and think one-on-ones, what have you. But today I want to talk about something that's interesting, man. I want to talk about what it really means to be a founder. I think that information is kind of weird on TikTok and Instagram and places like that where you see one side of it and you see another side of it, but what does it really mean when you're in it? First thing is I'm going to talk about how being a founder affected my life, right? So I'm born and raised in LA, grew up there, lived in Vegas for the last year of my life, and when I became a founder, VC backed founder, one of the things was I came here and moved to San Francisco sight unseen. Never lived here, had never thought about living here, but I knew that it was necessary. At the time, didn't really know why until I got here, and I realized this is the place of innovation. And when you're a founder, you may be thinking about, do I go all in? Do I make sacrifices? The answer is yes. If you're really into it and that's what you want to do and you've made your decision, then you should not allow anything to get in your way of that mission, right? With that, right, that kind of brings me to my point of, what does it take to be a founder? And honestly, not as much as you think. There's really only two things you have to have. Number one, you have to have an insane obsession, right? I am obsessed with the problems that I solve. And every founder that you talk to, every successful founder will tell you the same thing. They're essentially obsessed with whatever they build. It doesn't matter if it's AI for macaroni. They feel like AI for macaroni is going to change the fucking world, right? That's how you should feel about your idea. With that, you should also take direction, right? If you have founders that you use as mentors, your VC, whoever it is that you have as kind of a sounding board, you should look to them sometimes when you need a reality check. And take that reality check, not with emotion, not with don't think that they're doing it out of malice. They're literally doing it because they have been through it. They want to see you succeed. You want to succeed. And so you just take it on the chin, sit back, regroup, figure it out, right? And that's what it takes. Really, it comes down to obsession, passion, and just don't let anybody tell you what the fuck you can or can't do, right? When it comes to getting to your ultimate goal. I believe that in my head, I'm already running a multi-billion-dollar company, right? And we're still early stage, right? We have customers, we've built, we're continuing to build, but to me, this is already an empire, and that's how you should really feel about the shit that you're building. Next thing is hiring, right? Your team, especially at the founding level, right, is going to be one of your most important things. We have a pretty simple rule at Zig on how we hire. We definitely go tenacity over polish, meaning every single one of the people that is on my team has a founder mentality. They treat the company as if it's their company, their department as if it is their mini business under the umbrella. That's what you want. You don't want somebody who is going to tell you that, something's not their job or really they do this, not that. That's the easiest way to kill not only team morale, but also productivity. And I'm going to tell you what the one thing that is most important, fucking velocity. If you can't move fast and you can't move with intention and you let things continually slow you down, that's going to affect the rest of what you do with your company, right? And it's going to set a really bad tone. So setting the right tone is understanding that velocity over everything and the company takes precedent over any individual. With that, I think one of the things that's worth mentioning is how you manage and treat your team, right? You hear all this shit on TikTok and Instagram about 996 culture and it's the way you got to be and this. I'm going to be the first to tell you that's bullshit. Here at Zig, we work on essentially two different polar opposite time zones. We have half of our team who is on a 13-hour time difference from the rest of our team. So essentially we're a 24-hour-a-day shop. And the way that we make that the most effective is we figure out time blocks as to when collaboration across departments needs to happen, deep work individually through departments needs to happen, and when we need to come back together and collect our findings, right? That's how we do it. And right now, we're shipping at least 2 to 3 features every single week on our platform, right? And the only way that we're able to do that is block out the bullshit, block out the noise, figure out how to communicate effectively, right? Because engineering, product, sales, marketing all think at different speeds. They have different important structures and what they believe is important when. And bringing that together is honestly your job, right? As the founder. Not only is your job hiring, it's firing, it's managing finances, burn, sales, marketing. So I think this is really funny. Something that I didn't really understand until I moved here to the Valley is the importance of technical and non-technical founders, right? You need somebody who understands sales, can get customer feedback, understands marketing, and you need somebody who understands how to essentially build a product, right? Without both sides, you can't be successful. And with that being said, you also need to understand that sales, if your strength is non-technical and you're in sales and marketing, you need to understand how products are built. If you're a technical founder and all you know is engineering and product, you need to get in front of customers. That's the only way that your product accelerates. So my biggest takeaway right on this episode, because I'm getting wrapped up by my marketing team who's behind this camera telling me to hurry the fuck up, is you need to have obsession. Everybody around you needs to be equally as obsessed. You need to allow everybody to work individually and be effective, but reel it in when it's time. If you can do that and you can be really obsessive about what you guys are building and think that it's going to change the world in some way, shape, or form, you're going to build a successful startup. Hope to do more of these, but until then, catch you guys later.